Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have another video to share with you from this beautiful outdoor sunny day. Could hardly get inside, so I think I'm going to bring my things outside to stamp. Anyway, the project that I'm sharing with you is a monochromatic card that uses the Rose Wonder stamp set, which is one of my favorites for spring and summer. And I'm going to share some tips with you for making the most of your images so that they pop with just a little bit of splash of color. So let's get stamping. So one of my favorite things to do is let the stamps do the work for us, and in this card that is how we're going to get set up. So the stamp set Rose Wonder is absolutely gorgeous. It has beautiful images that are great for all kinds of flowery occasions, and we are going to let those images stand out by limiting our color. So we're not limiting our design, that's for sure, but the paper I'm using is from the Typeset Designer Series Specialty Paper, Specialty Designer Series Paper, and it's black and vanilla, so our background card is vanilla to match. And then I have these two strips here which look very similar until we see them up close. One is Calypso Coral and one is Watermelon Wonder. These are gorgeous versions of each other. So I'm going to give us a nice background for our color by putting the strip of Calypso Coral here at the top. And then I'm going to snag my scissors, my paper snips, and I'm going to cut. I kind of like the idea of cutting a narrow piece, so I'm just cutting a narrow strip of the Watermelon Wonder to layer over the top. I'm pretty sure we won't need all that, but I am going to just put the snail right there on the back of it. I love snail because it just wraps, cuts off right at the edge. You don't have to worry about your adhesive flowing everywhere. Okay, so I've got that down there on top, and I'll trim the edge to match. Okay, so this gives us our card base. Then for our stamping, we're using this next piece of very vanilla cardstock. Since I'm using photopolymer, which doesn't have a foam mat on it, I've got my paper piercing mat, and then this gorgeous image from Rose Wonder. So the block that I've got this on is an F block. You can also use the stamp on E block, but if you wanted to use the whole thing all at once, you'll need F. You can ink it with your Calypso Coral marker, or if you have a Calypso Coral ink pad, you can do some quick inking. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And if you'd like to keep ink off of your paper piercing mat, my favorite solution is just to slide a sheet of grid paper over the top. I don't usually use grid paper in my videos because it's white and it's kind of hard to see sometimes from the glare, but I can't stamp hardly without it. It's amazing. It has rulers on it. I just find it grids. It's so much easier to line things up where I want them. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and stamp this. Avoid the idea of rocking. I'm just going to press in the middle. And usually with photopolymer, the cardstock likes to stick to the stamp. So if it does, I can just pick that up and just press a little bit in the middle to make sure I got a nice image that I like. So there we go. All right, we'll get that out of the way. That grid paper you can order through my Stampin' Up website in the catalog. Or it's in the catalog, you can order through my website. And then this piece here is going to get layered on top. Before we stick it down though, we're going to tie a piece of gold baker's twine around it. The baker's twine, the gold and silver have a gold thread running, sorry. The gold and silver are vanilla with either a gold or silver thread running through them. And I love to use them especially on vanilla, very vanilla backed cards because they match so nicely. Okay, we're going to get our bow ends, our bows nice and short so our bow looks elegant, and trim those off. Now, if you didn't get that very tight, don't worry because I'm going to show you a trick. We're going to turn this to the back side, and I'm going to use the edge. I know all those perfectly good Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm using the edges. It's okay, the edges are good too. So I'm going to take this and put this right at the edge there. So I've trapped our ribbon right under the corner of that. And then I'm going to get another little bit, and I'm going to pull all the slack out. See all this slack now? So I'm going to place the Stampin' Dimensional to help hold that baker's twine. So now it looks like I tied a perfectly gorgeous tight bow when really, you know, why fret over that when you can take out the slack on the back? So I'm going to pull the dimensional backings off, flip this baby over, and mount this here on our card. All right, then the next thing to do is add one of our in color blossom accents, and I like Stampin' Dimension, or sorry, mini glue dots for this. So this is a nice color because it matches, oops, stay on my finger, matches our strips of paper so well. So I'm gonna mount that there, and then there is a strip of gold sequin trim, and so all you have to do is pull off a couple of gold sequins from the end. And then my favorite way to get these mounted right now is to just run them on the bottom of my snail, and then you can go ahead and poke them onto your card. Whoa! What's going on? There we go. Poke them onto your card or your finger, whatever works best. There's also a pre-punched extra large oval here. I'm going to use my Memento Black, and I'm going to make this a thank you card. You can make it whatever you want. The greetings are all in this stamp set. There's a sympathy greeting, there's you're in my thoughts and prayers, wedding wishes, happy birthday, what a blessing you are to me, all kinds of great sentiments in here. And I'm going to connect the two layers by putting this out here over the edge. So when you are all finished, here's my birthday card version, there are the sequins and the layers and so forth. So we've really let the image, the gorgeous artwork on the stamped image do the work for us with this card. So if you would like to make this card, you can get your kit as part of the March 2016 Stamps the Mail Club kit from my website, lovenstamps.com, Loven, and I look forward to stamping with you by mail. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stamping.